Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you again. Apologies for being a little late. I did not get out of bed in time. And also my throat was kind of dying. Don't know if that's still from the karaoke or if that's me just pushing my throat a bit too hard in general, but it do be a thing. Almost. Oh, I should get a throat loss and strategy. Ready. 1 sec, let me go get one. I think I'm just gonna leave the whole packet in here. Since I mainly use these when I'm streaming. Yeah, we're playing more Ace Attorney Investigations today. One of the characters... I don't know what he sounds like in the official English version, but I know that in the fan translation, the voice they gave him, because he does have an objection voice, the voice they gave him would absolutely destroy me. So I'm not looking forward to that. But we're starting case 4 today. The one where Kay's actually relevant. Because, you know, this entire game, Kay has really just been here because she was in the first game. But it's not until case 4 where, like, she actually has something to do. Besides just being like, hey, I have a... We didn't even use Little Thief in the previous case. Oh wait, no, yeah we did. Once. Never mind. I'm dumb. Yeah. Let's just go to the game. Let me full screen this so I can see it better. Let us continue with the start of episode 4. I refer to these as like case 1, 2, 3, 4, but the game refers to them as episodes. But I've never called them episodes, they're always cases in my mind. Anyway. Episode 4, Forsaken Turnabout. I hereby call this meeting to order. I'm not going to do his voice yet. The committee is gathered here in sight of the goddess to pass fair and frank judgment. The purpose of this hearing is to assess the professional competency of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. It's a building. Are you... Why are you wearing that raincoat? It's the red raincoat man. No! Ah! Oh no. Well, I know the context behind that, so it's not as shocking to me, but you know. That's the problem with having watched multiple people play through the fan translation prior to playing through the game myself. Anyway, April 5th, 1:23 p.m., High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Will you please stop pacing, Detective? You're kicking up dust. But I swept the floor 3 times already. That is not his voice. What the hell was that? But I swept the floor 3 times already. Then sweep it a 4th. They're gonna take your badge, Mr. Edgeworth. How could you just stand there cool as a cucumber? We don't know for certain that they will. Well, it sure seems like they mean to. Judge Cavell pretty much spelled it out. Let me just rearrange my windows so I can see my audio levels and make sure that I'm not, like, destroying your ears when I shout as Gumshoe. Truly, you are proving to be quite a threat to the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. As such, you give me little choice but to report back on your continued transgressions. No doubt you will be called to appear before the committee in due course. She said I would be called to appear before the committee, nothing more. Well, I don't care. I won't stand for it. What if we never get to work together again? I'd have thought you would welcome the prospect, Detective. After all, it would mean you could work with someone less problematic. Don't say that, sir. I've never heard anyone except that stupid committee say you're problematic. You're not just looking for an excuse, are you? To become a defense attorney, I mean? Because I won't let you. You're Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Prosecutor, you're here? I feel like I'm not... Part of me is like, this is not Gumshoe's voice, I need to go deeper than that. But part of me is also like, I don't want to go deeper right now, that's going to destroy my throat. Become a defense attorney, huh? The circumstances of my father's death set me on the path to becoming a prosecutor. But I'd only been interested in the law to begin with thanks to my father as well, and his work as a defense attorney. Are you gonna keep fighting crime as a prosecutor, or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. One only you can answer. Are you listening, Mr. Edgeworth? I said I won't let you do this. Really, Detective, there's no need to be so dramatic. Who knows? The next prosecutor you work with might be a little more lenient with your salary assessments. Huh? Really? So, no more instant noodles? I mean, no, what are you saying, sir? I don't care about any of that stuff. But you thought about it, didn't you? If only for a moment. Poor Gumshoe. We're busy in here, come back later. She did not, in fact, come back later.
Hey there! Is the prosecutor in? A Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth?
Look, pal, what part of we're busy don't you get? Wait outside and I'll be with you in a bit.
Oh, that's not good. Your face is as red as a tomato. As red as a tomato.
I was about to say it as tomato, but like, I'm giving her an American accent, so clearly she needs to say it like an American.
Red face, gritted teeth, let's see.
Yeah, I said we're busy.
Wait, that's it! Stomach cramps, right?
No, that was me 2 days ago.
No need to worry. It's nothing an injection can't cure. Now roll up your sleeve for me. It won't hurt much.
No thanks, pal. I'm healthy as can be. There we go, there's the right Gumshoe voice. And who might you be?
Oh, sorry, I totally forgot to introduce myself, huh? The name's...
Needler.
Florence Needler.
I assume Florence from Florence Nightingale. And Needler because, you know, she likes needles and giving injections and whatnot. In the fan translation, her name was, I believe, Karen Jensen, because it's supposed to sound like injection. Maybe like care an injection, but I don't know. Florence Needler works. That might have to go on a quiz later.
I'm a nurse at Hertz Hospital.
Hertz Hospital. I don't remember what the fan translation called the hospital though. But Hertz Hospital is very good. Well, nobody here is hurt, so are you sure you have the right room?
Yeah, you're Prosecutor Edgeworth, right? Wow, those are some deep furrows in your brow. Are you feeling alright? Suffering from a severe headache? I could give you an injection that'll...
I'll be fine, thank you. Could you please just tell us what you're doing here?
Huh? Oh, sure. Well, it's like this. I brought someone to see you. Wait right here. I'll go grab her.
Wait. Too late. I
I wonder who she brought along. If she's here from a hospital, maybe it's a patient? Someone you've cut down to size with your trademark rapier wit. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? See, that right there, sir. When you glare at me like that, I lose the will to live. You don't want to send me to the hospital, do you?
Surely it's exaggerating. After all, that's the look I always give him, and nothing's happened so far. Poor Gumshoe.
Sorry to keep you fellas waiting. Well, thoughts?
Thoughts on what?
You don't recognize me?
There is something about her, something familiar.
I had your name on it. So I thought, just maybe...
So, can you not skip the text?
So you really did put someone in the hospital?
Don't be ridiculous, detective.
Well, look, sir, your name's right here on the card. Public Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, plain as day.
Nah. Be that as it may,
I'm so sorry. What she's trying to say is she has amnesia.
Amnesia?
Yes. At least that's what they tell me. Her parents must be so worried about her. I bet they've only been getting around 8 hours of sleep each night. You gotta feel for them.
man, I wish I was getting 8 hours of sleep each night. Actually, Pokemon Sleep said I almost did get 8 hours last night, but it was very interrupted as of, like, halfway through. But I didn't check my phone until around 6, so I guess that's good. Do I, though? Because that's quite a lot of sleep, if you ask me.
Whoa, tough break. But don't worry, alright? Since you had his card, that means you really must know Mr. Edgeworth somehow. So just sit back and we'll take it from here, right, sir?
At the very least, we might be able to help you figure out your identity.
Really? Will you?
It's going to come down to what you remember, but yes.
Now that's the Mr. Edgeworth I know. Don't worry, miss. You're as good as healed.
Let's not get carried away here, detective. Alright, that's internal thoughts. I'm a prosecutor, remember, not a miracle worker. Who are you? Where do we even start?
So, do you remember your name, miss?
I'm sorry. She's been like this ever since she came in yesterday.
So she's only been in the hospital for a day.
No way, that's amazing. How did you figure it out so fast?
How can one person be so emotionally draining?
They found her wandering around late last night and brought her in. I wanted to help out, so I went through her stuff to see what I could find.
Did you find anything apart from my business card?
Nothing with her name or home address. Oh, wait a second. She was wearing this. It's a pretty unique design, right?
But this pin.
What the heck? That Yatagarasu pin. Does that mean... But it can't be.
Kay? Is that really you? And here's why Kay is relevant to this case.
Kay?
Yatagarasu pin.
It's you, isn't it, Kay?
I'm... Kay.
Come on, Kay, you really don't remember? Look, it's me, Gummy. That's what you always called me.
Gummy? But you're an adult. That's so rude. I don't really call you that, do I?
I'm trying to remember what I made Kay's voice sound like.
I'm so sorry. I can't believe I feel so guilty now.
What the heck happened to you? I've never seen you so polite. Being polite and sensitive is just not... Where's the Kay I know? You're nothing like her.
Careful, detective. We wouldn't want her to get the wrong impression. You make it sound as if Kay isn't normally a polite or sensitive soul. Not that he's wrong exactly, but...
So what kind of person was I before?
Well, first of all, your full name is Kay Faraday. You're bright and fun and full of energy. And, oh yeah, you're a great thief.
Gumshoe, maybe not the right thing to lead with.
A great thief?
There's a little more to it than that, but yes. Thieves generally steal other people's valuables from their dressers or vaults and...
Steal? But that must be so awful for the people I took things from. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was a criminal. Maybe I lost my memory as some sort of punishment.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I don't think that did her much good, sir.
But it sure explains one thing. Look at these gloves. They're just the kind a person like that would wear.
Hey, that outfit!
It's what she was wearing when they found her. But we had to get her to change out of it and put on hospital clothes, so that's why I have them.
There's something on this part here. Could it have something to do with how Kay lost her memory? I'll send the outfit over to forensics later and see what they can figure out. Please do, Detective.
Boy, they really are some thiefy clothes, huh?
I'm a criminal. You may be a great thief, but you've never committed a crime in your life. Rest assured, you are no criminal.
Yeah, that's sure a thing to try and explain to someone.
If you say so.
Perhaps we'd better leave it there for now. Memory loss.
I'm sorry. I wish I could remember who you are. How do we know each other exactly?
Well, that is... How do I put it into words? The Prosecutor Edgeworth's assistant.
I am? So the Prosecutor is the head of some sort of great thief network, then?
No, not quite.
We last saw Kay 2 days ago. Perhaps we should try to figure out what she's been doing since then.
Was the pin the only item on her person when you received her, Nurse Needler?
There were a few other things, but I doubt any of it will be of much use to you.
I'll be the judge of that. Could you please show them to us?
Well, alright then. In no particular order, I present...
A Jammin' Ninja mask? Was she at a show or something? A letter. But it's addressed to Kay. Next, a ticket stub.
Big building? Big.
Next, a ticket stub, and finally... A fake flower! The kind people like to spruce up their bathrooms with, too. It's a corsage, Detective. They're usually worn by women.
And that's that. So, anything useful in there?
Kinda hard to tell, frankly. Frankly, I'm not seeing a connection between any of them.
I should take a closer look at each piece later when I have the chance.
Jammin' Ninja mask.
We're really gonna go through all of them.
Letter. Ticket stub. Magenta flower. Magenta flower.
This is bad. How do we get Kay's memory back?
Well, first, I want to read through this. Dear Kay, don't worry. I'll make sure you get your precious thing back. Your precious thing. Rosie. Stub for a ticket granting entry to the viewing platform on top of the big building. Big building viewing platform entry ticket. Use limited to day of purchase, non-refundable. Okay.
We can't just let her stay like this forever.
Calm down, Detective. I have an idea.
You do? I knew you'd come to the rescue, sir. So what is it?
Look closely at the ticket stub.
Oh, it's for the viewing platform at the top of the big building.
The big building? You know the place?
Everybody knows it's silly. It's the hottest date spot in town. They say that if a couple holds hands while they're up there, they'll stay together forever.
This is yesterday's date, and the ticket is only valid for the date specified.
Plus, it's a stub. That means she used it, right? I think it's a distinct possibility. Well, shall we go see what we can find? Now? Just like that? The only way to figure out how Kay lost her memory is to retrace her steps. But what about your thing with the committee? It's not for a little while yet. We have time.
Great, so can I leave Kay with you?
That would be for the best, but you don't mind, do you, Kay?
Oh, of course not. Thank you. Alrighty then, back to work I go. If you need anything, feel free to give me a holler at Hertz Hospital, okay? I can come running with a syringe or 3, wherever you might happen to be.
Yes, thank you. I doubt we'll be needing that particular service. Now then, Detective, shall we get going? You too, Kay. Yes, sir.
Yes, of course.
Off we go. April 5th, big building. Okay, I want to hold on. Let's see if I can. I want to find. Okay, scroll down. Fan translate. Dang. Doesn't say what the fan translated name was. Damn. I wanted to find out what it's called. Because I know it definitely wasn't called Big Building.
So according to this pamphlet, the big building's 50 stories high. It's all offices inside, so the viewing platform up top is the only part that's open to the public.
Hold on. I know what I can do. This one. And then if I look at the playlist, I can probably find where does this case start? This one, okay. So if I go here, then I can stop. Don't play automatically. What was it in the fan translation? I want to know. Keep scrolling along until I... Oh, there's the... Okay, in the fan translation it was called the Grand Tower, which, you know, is less silly sounding than Big Building. I knew it was something less silly. Otherwise I would have remembered it more clearly.
Here, this one's for you, sir. They were handing them out for free in the ticket area.
How very kind of you, Detective. Big building.
Alright, I think it's time we headed inside.
Look out, the big building, it's about to fall!
What? We gotta do something.
No, please, I'm begging you, stop! It's no good. Without fresh milk, my thoughts aren't getting through to him.
What's happening here? What's going on with the building? Just stay calm and talk to me, kid.
Cut.
I'm so sorry, we're shooting a movie. Could you,
Ah, yes. I thought as much.
Those of you who've played the first game might recognize this character.
Forgive our intrusion. We'll get out of your way. Detective? Oh, sorry. Really had me there for a second.
Yeah, whatevs. Hey, director guy, can we take 5? I can't work under these conditions.
I'm so sorry. Sorry. Oh gosh. So they stopped the building from falling down? That's good.
I wish we had time to explain, but maybe later.
Come along, you two. Let's make ourselves scarce.
Ta-da! Big building. Viewing platform.
Whoa, get a load of that view. Get a load of that view, rather. Feel the sun on your face.
Hey, the wind is very strong up here.
That's okay. Just stand behind me or Mr. Edgeworth here. We're both more than big enough to keep the breeze away.
Speak for yourself. Okay, does this place bring back any memories?
I'm not sure. Have I really been here before?
Perhaps simply encouraging her to talk will help. Okay, please. Any thoughts or feelings that come to mind might be a clue we can use.
Alright, I don't know if this will be of any help at all, but...
Testimony. Let's go. What I remember.
I still can't remember. I still can't be sure if I've been here before. It's so high up, and the wind is so strong. It's terrifying. I don't remember. I just don't remember anything. It's no good. I'm so sorry.
No dice, huh?
I'm sorry. I feel so useless. I know I'm supposed to have all these memories, but I just can't remember.
You have amnesia, Kay. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Listen, sir. Maybe just this once, try not to be so intimidating, okay? Or at the very least, don't use your trademark glare on her.
Nobody asked for your opinion, detective. Rebuttal. So I guess we just press on everything.
Hold it!
Well, this ticket stub says otherwise.
But I don't remember coming here at all. I can't even imagine wanting to come here.
High up and the wind is strong, it's terrifying. Kay used to love places like this, though.
But am I really her? I feel dizzy just taking a look around. I don't even think anyone should be allowed up here. What if an old person fell, or a child? It doesn't bear thinking about.
There's a fence all around us, and it's plenty high. There's really no need to worry.
If you say so.
I just don't remember anything. If nothing is coming to mind, then take a look around. Do you recognize anything? Anything at all?
Let's see. Ah, cherry blossoms.
Go on.
I was standing under the cherry tree. Yes, I was trying to stay out of the rain. It was raining, I remember now. And there was a red something.
Oh god, my throat is already going. And we haven't even gotten to any of the hard voices yet. I mean, aside from Gumshoe. So it was raining, and she was underneath the cherry tree. She saw something red from where she stood, but what?
Was it something I said?
No, but if you could add that to your testimony, we can explore it further. But from under the cherry tree, I think I saw something red.
Hold it!
There's something red. Could you tell me more about it? Could you tell me any more about it?
I'm not sure. It was just a red thing. That's all I can say.
What can we see nearby that's red? Was it the concession stand over there, perhaps?
Stand? A red concession stand? Yes, I think it was. Somebody was walking toward me from beyond it.
And then what happened?
Then, I'm sorry.
It's alright. If you could just add what you've told us to your testimony. Someone walking toward me from beyond the concession stand. Do we... Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Objection!
You say that you saw someone over there beyond the stand, and that they were walking towards you.
Yes, I can see them getting closer.
Are you sure it wasn't a ghost?
No, it was a person, I'm sure of it.
But from where you were standing, anyone you saw on the other side of the concession stand would have been floating in midair, hundreds of feet above the ground. So how on earth could it have been a person?
I'm not lying, I promise. Somebody read the stand. Somebody read, they were on the other side. They were walking toward me, getting closer and closer. And then they...
I can't shout like that.
Ah!
Kay, what's the matter? You're alright, we're here. Whatever it is, it can't hurt you.
I was pushed, I fell. By a person in a... Yes, a red raincoat.
A person in a red raincoat who could walk on air, and who supposedly pushed her off the building? None of this makes any sense. Not the least of which, nobody can fall from this height and survive. Kay's recollections. Kay remembers a person coming from beyond the concession stand and pushing her off the building. Suddenly, police.
Attention, everyone. Please stay right where you are. What's wrong, officer? I'm Detective Gumshoe. Mind filling me in? Yes, sir. A body has been discovered here in this building, sir. A body?
Whose body exactly?
Not sure. We're still working on it. But what we do know is that the victim is a young woman. And that her name is Kay. What the blazing...
To be continued. Wonderful. Let's save here. Beginning, an incident comes to light. Hey, there's Florence again. April 5th, 2:36 p.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, Chamber. Wait, this room...
Officer, isn't this... Yes, sir. This is the trial chamber for the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. It's here now? Oh, so it's here now?
I knew that they'd moved out of the prosecutor's building. Oh, so it's here now. Okay, I couldn't tell where the emphasis in that sentence was supposed to be. But I had no idea that they'd come here. Big building pamphlet. Data updated.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, and Kay too. How are you all doing? Is Kay feeling any better?
We heard that there was some kind of incident. I'm sorry, but who might this be?
This is my grandma. Hold on one second. Name's Hilda Hertz, Sonny.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so the clinic's named after her. I don't know where the name Hilda comes from. Maybe it's something similar to where Florence gets her name. And then Hertz, obviously, because, you know, it hurts. In the fan translation, her name was Bonnie Young, which is just a joke about the fact that she is very old.
And who the heck might you be?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, at your service. Nurse Needler, your grandmother's name, Hertz. Is she...
Yep, she's the director of Hertz Hospital.
This old Edgeworth! This old woman is the head of a hospital?
Don't you old fogey me, you danged reprobate.
How did she do that?
Whoa, sounds like you're kind of a big deal, ma'am.
Oh, that's not true. Not wrong. Not wrong at all. Oh, he's the one looking after the girl. The one with amnesia.
Seems Dr. Hertz is a bit of an introvert.
Want me to fix those brow furrows of yours, Sonny?
Oh, there's no fixing those, ma'am. They're downright incurable.
What, you're sure you want me to say that, Grandma? Well, alright then.
Now, I don't got a dang thing more to say to none of you. You go on about your business, you hear? As long as that business doesn't involve messing with the deceased body, I got work to do.
Wait, please, wait.
Not a danged thing, I tell ya.
Hey, you can't talk to us like that. What gives you the right, huh, pal?
Bruh.
Oh, didn't I mention? Grandma's also a coroner. She's in charge of this case, which means... Which means exactly that.
What do you mean? Exactly what?
How am I supposed to know? She said it, not me.
Huh? It's like I'm trapped in a comedy routine I can't escape.
Well, we've got a body to be looking at. Catch you later, gang. And take care.
What the heck is their deal?
What does it matter as long as we have permission to investigate?
What does it matter? It matters a bunch, sir.
What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Examine the scene of the crime, of course. What kind of prosecutor would I be if I didn't? Alright, let's get to work.
That person over there is called K, right? Surely that means... I can't be the K you know.
That's what we're looking to figure out. I mean, she looks very different. But don't worry. You're the K we know. I'm certain of it.
Thanks.
A K who lost her memory and a victim who shares her name. Both meeting their respective fates here at the big building. No doubt this case will be the key to restoring K's memories. I'd stake my life on it. Begin investigation! I guess we'll start by talking to you. Officer, tell me about the security arrangements for this room.
Yes, sir. You need a special key card to enter, sir.
Interesting. So not just anybody can enter. A security key card is needed to enter the committee chamber. In which case, the person who discovered the body would have been...
Yes, sir, a member of the committee. They found it when they arrived for today's hearing.
The hearing. My hearing. Which would be underway right now if it wasn't for this. If things had gone as they were meant to, I'd be standing at this podium right now.
Yeah, guess so, huh? I'm glad the hearing got delayed, but I wish it wasn't because someone died.
Although it would have been much harder to investigate had my badge been taken away. The best thing I can do right now is for all parties involved is to get to the truth behind this incident. Hey, Kay.
Yes, can I help you with something?
I don't know if these are relevant, but might as well speak to her.
This is quite the room. The big wooden boxes full of books, the big person carved out of stone, the sparkly window.
Seems you've even forgotten the names of some everyday objects. Let me try to jog your memory, Kay. Repeat after me. Bookshelves.
Books, elves,
Stained glass.
stolen glassware,
Law books.
lawbreaker,
Goddess statue.
got this snatch too.
Is it just me, or are all of her mistakes pointing in a certain direction? They really had their work cut out for them, trying to find words that could be... Like, all of them work except for books elves. What the fuck does that mean? How does that relate to thievery? You were loudly claiming to be my assistant just the other day, Kay. Do you really not remember anything? Does nothing about me come to mind at all?
Maybe I do remember one thing. I remember being on the viewing platform up on the roof,
Yes?
and you were pointing your finger at me,
Go on.
and asking me questions with a scary look on your face.
That was only a few minutes ago.
Wow, poor kid. Literally, her only memory of you... Her only memory is of you trying to catch her in a contradiction, sir. I'd be scared too. Might have even given up right then and there. Yeah, that'd be the end of me for sure.
If you think that's scary, Detective, just you wait. Jesus. Okay, Edgeworth.
You must remember Detective Gumshoe, Kay. You and he were very close. Yeah. Don't I remind you of anything?
Remind me of... Wait, I do remember something. I remember Mr. Edgeworth scolding you. Not just once, hundreds of times.
That's no memory, kid. That's just the joy of our day-to-day life together. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Joy, is it? I must not be doing a good enough job reprimanding you then. Why is Edgeworth so fucking rude? Bruh. I'll just have to try harder next time. Jesus Christ. Okay, Edgeworth. Okay. Let's have a look around. Oh, well, would you look at that?
It's a statue of the goddess of justice. You sure know your stuff, sir. Does she dole out blessings or what?
She's not that kind of goddess, Detective. She's a symbol of the sanctity of the law. Scales represent justice, and the sword, retribution. And the blindfold shows her impartiality. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. I don't know, maybe the fucking blood? There's a pool of blood here at the foot of the statue. Judging by the amount and how it has spread, I'd say this was where the victim was killed.
The body's on that table behind us, sir. How come?
I can only surmise the killer must have moved it for some reason after committing the murder. Oh. Sorry to intrude. Oh, hello! I forgot she was in this case. Oh, great, that's another voice I gotta do.
Who are... Huh? What's that, Grandma?
I know that voice anywhere. That's Von Karma's little girl.
Oh, so you two know each other?
Oh, shoot, what voice do I give her?
It has been too long, Grandma Hertz. And you as well, Miles Edgeworth.
What's she doing here? Franziska von Karma. She's the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a prosecutor like myself. These days, she's mainly been working with Interpol, though I thought she was supposed to be abroad.
Don't look so surprised. Where my investigations lead, I follow, no matter where in the world that might be.
Which means there must be some kind of international angle to this case, yes?
You know full well I've been pursuing a certain smuggling ring.
That's what the first game was all about. The first investigations game, that being.
And that I won't rest until it has been destroyed and its ill-gotten goods recovered.
So the smuggling ring is involved then?
That information is to be shared on a need-to-know basis. And you don't need to know.
I see she means to be as helpful as ever.
Mrs. Von Karma, was it? Grandma wants to tell you something.
I'm about done here. Scene's all yours.
In that case, we'd like to examine the body ourselves too, if you wouldn't mind.
I mind plenty. I remember where I heard about you now, you danged varmint. Don't need no soon-to-be ex-prosecutor messing the place up. Go on, get.
Just remember it's not me saying this stuff, okay? Please, Granny. It's important.
Who you calling a granny, little missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
This is going nowhere. I didn't want to have to do this, but... Franziska, I need you to add us to this investigation. We have to see that body up close, or we'll never learn the truth about what happened to Kay.
As in, Kay Faraday?
Please, you gotta help us out here. Kay needs us.
I don't know what you're up to, but very well.
Thank you. You won't regret it.
Of course, I expect to receive a full explanation when I grill you later.
We owe you, sir, big time.
I wasn't talking to you, Scruffy.
Get whipped.
Well, Grandma Hertz, will you allow me to examine the body?
I ain't about to say no to an international big shot like yourself, hon. But are you sure about this?
Yeah, I agree with Grandma. Are you sure you're sure? Of course I'm sure. It's my prerogative to judge the whole world in my name. That's just common sense.
Of the extremely arrogant sort, perhaps.
Suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, you heard her. Try not to get fired, okay? Don't worry. It'll take a lot more than this to ruin my reputation should things turn sour.
Unlike me, who's on the very verge of losing my badge.
Begin investigation.
Let's have ourselves a look, shall we?
Well, one thing's for certain. This isn't Kay. She doesn't even look like her.
I think we knew that already, Detective. Our Kay's standing right over there, after all. The victim looks to be in her 30s. She's wearing a white suit.
Could be she worked in one of those offices here in the building.
Perhaps, but for now she remains unidentified. The question is, why did the police seem to think her name was Kay? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Well, it could be, you know, this thing that says Kay.
This book? What the? That's Kay's promise notebook. It's where she wrote down all the promises she made to her dad. Haven't seen this in a while.
Indeed. Kay's promises to Daddy. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. A book of vows made by a child to her father. Promise 3, always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. That is emotional repression. Not good. Promise 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Promise number 4 is probably why I have so much trouble expressing my emotions nowadays. That's all I'll say on that. But what is it doing here? But what exactly is it doing here, rather?
Oh, I just remembered something Detective Bad told me a few years back. He said something about... He said something precious to Kay had disappeared from the station.
What? Evidence went missing from police custody?
Detective Bad said he looked for it everywhere, but no dice.
What could this mean? And why did it turn up here, of all places? You there. What do we know about this notebook, officer?
The victim was holding it when they found her, sir. It's the only thing with any kind of name on it at the time.
So that's how she became Kay.
Talk about a red herring. Still doesn't explain how she ended up with it, though.
If only we had a few more leads on the victim's true identity. What about this? It seems she suffered a serious burn on her hand at some point.
You think it has something to do with how she died?
No, this scar's too old for that. I would imagine it happened some time ago. She's holding something. Is it active? Could you open her hand for me?
Yes, sir, right away. What's that? Oh, wait, I know. It's a loyalty card, probably from a store shelf.
It's a key card.
Why, sir, why?
The question we should be asking is, what does it open? Oh gee, I wonder. Totally couldn't be, you know, the room. I would imagine that the victim's keycard probably grants access to this room, wouldn't you?
Let me go find out, sir. I'm back. I found some details on that keycard in the security system. It's for this room, just like you said.
So the victim was able to enter and exit this chamber freely. Assuming that the keycard actually belonged to her, yes. Indeed. Keycard. I wasn't done investigating yet. Oh, there's this. There's something pinned to the jacket here. A piece of magenta fabric.
Whatever it was, it looks like it was torn off pretty roughly.
Oh gee, I wonder. Perhaps it's this. Judging by its appearance, I'd say that the flower Kay was carrying originally belonged to the victim.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it does look like it's made out of the same fabric.
Indeed. Let's make a closer comparison.
The torn edges match up exactly. You've got one heck of an eye, sir.
If the flower belonged to the victim, this implies a connection between the victim and Kay Faraday. Furthermore, it appears the flower was torn off with considerable force. Kay Faraday was involved in the incident somehow, and based on what we're seeing here, we may have no choice but to treat her as our main suspect.
What? But there's no way she could have done this. I can't even begin to imagine it. There isn't a murderous bone in her body.
Nevertheless, we lack solid evidence. We lack the evidence to disprove such an assertion. For the moment, we're simply considering all the possibilities. Isn't that right, Miles Edgeworth? For better or worse, yes. Then what about hand? Pure white jacket. A pure white jacket with a deep red stain on its lapel. This jacket. The buttons are on the wearer's right-hand side.
What's so weird about that? Buttons always go on the right, no?
Not on women's clothing. Traditionally, the buttons would be on the left.
Like I always say, sir, you sure know your stuff.
This is common knowledge, Detective. Nothing else seems amiss. Wait, what's this in the pocket? A pair of gloves, also white. I was trying to examine the hand, but sure, let's examine the suit. They don't seem to have been soiled in any way. I imagine they must have belonged to the victim. Okay, yeah, nothing with the hand, I guess. It doesn't look as if there's anything in the chest pocket.
Nothing except this hole right here.
By the look of how the fabric was torn, I think it was pierced by something sharp.
Can't keep your coins in there now, they'd all fall right out.
Have you never heard of a change purse, Detective?
Sure I have, sir. It's another word for a pocket, right?
No. No. I give up. And she's also been hit in the head. The victim's hair is caked with blood.
Looks like she was hit with something, huh?
Unfortunately, it's too early to say for certain. Perhaps an answer will turn up as we investigate further. And there's also this.
You think this could be the murder weapon?
A three-armed candelabrum. The victim suffered the same number of puncture wounds to the chest. Puncture wounds that could well have been made by these spikes.
A candle album?
Not quite, Detective. A candelabrum. A candle holder, in other words.
Ah, I gotcha. That reminds me. I forgot to pay my electricity bill once a while back and had to live by candlelight for a whole month.
Who does that in this day and age? May have been the murder weapon, judging by the wounds in the victim's chest. Investigation complete. I didn't talk to anyone, oops. Seems we're no closer to discovering the identity of our victim. Then, am I really Kay? Can you really be sure?
Of course we're sure. What are you talking about?
Thank you. And that person lying there is someone you may have murdered, but that's all we can say for now.
But no, there's no way she did it. Isn't that right, sir?
Indeed. I don't believe the Kay we know could have done something like this. You're becoming a real softy, Miles Edgeworth. Well, look who it is again. I know that voice. Oh, is it Winner? It's Winner! With a winning smile and the #1 name in the business, it is I, Prosecutor Eustace Winner. Accompanied by Judge Gavelle. Naturally. Please forgive the intrusion. Step away from that body, Edgeworth. I didn't call for you, and I don't need you. This case is mine. It's what the victim would have wanted. You knew the victim? So it really is her.
But be not afraid, everyone, for the goddess of justice will guide us to the truth.
She sure will. Now that I'm here, everything is going to be all right. Whoever did this will live to regret it. I'll show them what eat. Miles Edgeworth, who is this imbecile? Why am I getting the death glare? I've got nothing to do with him.
Francisca von Karma, I presume. My apologies. I should have introduced myself sooner. Verity Gavel, at your service. And the deceased in this case is
Rosie Ringer, attorney at law and member of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Rosie Ringer. Okay, so, she, in the fan translation, her name was Jill Crane, because she's like, connected to another character whose name was Jack, so they're like Jack and Jill. And then Crane is also related to like a Japanese fairy tale, I'm pretty sure. So the official localized version is instead going with like an English nursery rhyme, with, you know, ring around of roses rather. A pocket full of posies. Rosie Ringer. I see. That would explain the key card. So you're the lead prosecutor? Yep. Which means this case will be solved in... You didn't tell me your name yet, little boy. He announced his name when he entered the room, Francisco. If you want to know my name, all you have to do is... Ow! Stop babbling and tell me. Now. It's Eustace! Eustace Winner! I think we've established where the balance of power lies in this particular room. Mr. Guy in charge? Here, this is from Grandma. What's this? Oh, the preliminary findings. Looks like it's game over for you, Edgeworth. This isn't a game, Mr. Winner.
Alright, that's me done. See you next stiff.
Yeah, home time! I could murder a whole bowl of noodles right now. We're out of here, everybody. Stay healthy. Bye-bye. They're just sort of sliding along the floor. The speed they were moving did not match the speed of the walking animation. Let's see, so the wound on her head is when she fell over after she died? Eustace. It was the candle holder that killed her, huh? And she died sometime late last night. What now, Gavel? It's very kind of you to share the coroner's findings with everybody, Eustace. But perhaps you should leave it there. We wouldn't want you to strain your voice after all. Thank you, Gavel. No, that would be a tragedy. Cause of death, stab wounds to the chest, head injury, stained post-mortem. Sustained post-mortem, rather. Anyway, that settles it. We need to arrest Kay Faraday.
What? What the heck are you talking about?
I think Eustace's meaning was very clear. Miss Faraday is the murderer. And though she is dressed differently than usual, this young lady covered in bandages is Miss Faraday herself, correct? You really mean to arrest her here and now? If you do, then I'll be forced to object, loudly and forcefully. And as if further confirmation were needed, there it is. The committee was right to call your conduct into question. It is questionable in the extreme. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, just go. It's fine.
Fine? This is anything but fine, Kay.
I still don't remember anything. So maybe I did do it. Maybe I killed that poor woman and I just don't remember.
The goddess smiles on those who confess their sins. It is her wish that our confession hence cleanse us. She applauds your commitment to the cause of justice, as do I. Judge Gavel, Eustace,
If you really intend to arrest Kay, could you at least explain your grounds for doing so? I, for one, certainly don't intend to yield. Not until I've seen some evidence to support your accusations.
Then allow me. Prepare to be hit with a face full of deductive genius, Mr. Edgeworth. I love that Edgeworth refuses to call him Winner. He just calls him Eustace. I saw the screenshot of this. Someone posted a screenshot of this on like Twitter. They call it the human race because somebody has to win it. They call it the human race because somebody has to win it, and that somebody is me. I won this race too. I saw it before anyone else did. Kay Faraday is the murderer, no doubt about it. She snuck into the committee chamber looking to do some of her trademarked great thieving. Which means that nobody but her could have killed Rosie Ringer. How does that prove anything?
Deductive genius, that was a total mess.
And if Detective Gumshoe is saying that, you know it must be bad.
I asked you to explain your grounds for arresting Kay, yet you have explained exactly nothing.
True, but we haven't seen any proof of her innocence either.
It's alright, Kay. Mr. Edgeworth will pull off a miracle somehow. You just gotta believe in him.
My deductions aren't acts of divine intervention, you know. Well, Miles Edgeworth, I'd hate for you to disappoint me. But in the event that you do, I will be sure to freely let you know. Oh no, we're gonna get whipped. Rebuttal! Alright, let's press, I guess. I don't think we're gonna get much useful out of him, but sure.
There are two major flaws with the statement you just made.
Flaws? In a statement of mine? I don't make mistakes. It's literally impossible.
And that's a third flaw right there.
You're just trying to confuse me. It's a cheap tactic, even for you. Well, it won't work, because I'm the world champion of not getting confused. So there.
Sir.
Hold it!
Would you mind explaining the grounds for your accusation in a little more detail?
Well, if you insist. Prepare to be wowed, Edgeworth. I figured it all out before anyone even had the chance. Before I even saw the scene. No, before I even heard about the case. I knew it right away. She did it. She's the murderer. It can't be anybody else. Ah!
Your grounds...
Yes, sorry. I was just getting to that. Snuck into the committee chamber looking to do some of her trademark great thieving.
Oh, really? And what was it she was trying to steal?
Well,
A file. A very particular file.
one pertaining to your professional conduct, in fact, Mr. Edgeworth. And you can prove that she needed this file badly enough to steal it? Oh, there will be no need to go into that. Will there, Mr. Prosecutor?
No, that, won't be necessary.
What?
Please, Mr. Winner, continue.
Which means that nobody but her could have killed Rosie Ringer.
On what grounds? And you have proof that it could only have been Kay who committed the murder?
Nope.
Then might I suggest you try looking into other possible suspects with all due haste? For that, I believe, would be the winning approach here.
The winning approach?
According to the reports we've received, the police have found no signs of anyone else's involvement. So you're accusing Kay based on that alone. A little tenuous, even for you. And suggesting that there are other possible suspects when there clearly aren't, isn't?
Ah, if only I had something that could prove Kay didn't do it.
This is obviously a setup, plain and simple.
You don't have to...
It's alright, Kay. The truth will come out, I promise. I just need you to give me some time.
Okay.
Kay isn't capable of murder. There's no way she killed Miss Ringer. But I have to prove that somehow, or she'll remain a suspect.
Wait, no. I didn't mean to... Fuck.
Overruled.
Didn't mean to press. I meant to go back. Blah, blah, blah. Because I think she snuck into the chamber. But in order to get into the chamber, you need one of these. Let me just check. Okay, that's all that got updated though. So it'd have to be this one.
Objection!
Yeah. Are you familiar with this room, Mr. Winner? Certainly sounds like you are. What can I say? Winners know where winners go. And I'm number 1, and 2, and 3. In other words, the majority of your work is second, if not third rate. Why do you always have to make fun of me? You can take it as a slight if you wish, but the fact remains that you seem unfamiliar with this key card. Who do you take me for? Of course I'm familiar with it. You need one of those to get in here. Don't you? Have you no shame? Yeah. Mr. Winner, do you really even suspect Kay? Of course I do. She did it. Faraday's the killer. Then perhaps you can tell us how Kay got into such a secure room as this, without a key card.
You know, there was yeah.
A masterful summary. Now, as we know, only members of the committee have key cards. Therefore, only they can enter. Precisely. Why is she agreeing with me? Please take a look at this. I had security pull the data earlier. As you can see, the door to this room was opened at 11:52 a.m. with Miss Ringer's keycard. Keycard data. We cannot know for certain, of course. But who's to say the culprit didn't enter the room with Miss Ringer, and then kill her over some sort of subsequent disagreement? That's certainly a plausible theory, but that's all it is. For one, it would require the victim and her murderer to have known one another.
Yeah, and Kay didn't know the woman, I'm sure of it.
How can you possibly be sure of such a thing? That's pure speculation on your part, Detective. There is no place for guesswork in the courtroom, or at a crime scene. Hard evidence is what is required. In that case, are you suggesting you have said hard evidence to support your theory? Evidence that Kay Faraday and Rosie Ringer knew one another? But of course. What? I have here a letter. Dr. Hertz found it in the victim's chest pocket. Another of the victim's possessions. And you kept this to yourself until now? You planned for this, didn't you? Is that why... It was the candle holder that killed her, huh? And she died sometime late last night. What now, Gavel? It's very kind of you to share the coroner's findings with everybody, Eustace. But perhaps you should leave it there. We wouldn't want you to strain your voice, after all. Shall I read it for you? Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Kay. It would seem to indicate pretty strongly that the two of them were accomplices, wouldn't you say? Accomplices in a plot to steal from the very room in which we are standing. No! Wait, so your principal suspect is Miss Kay Faraday, for this second crime as well as Miss Ringer's murder. Victim's letter. I'm the principal suspect?
Don't listen to her, it's all lies, all of it. You're not like that. You'd never do any of the stuff they're accusing you of.
Then how do you explain the letter, Detective? I feel like I swapped between like 3 different voices over that one sentence. Unlike Mr. Winner, I suspected that Judge Cavell herself had some proof to support her accusation. But I didn't expect it to be quite so definitive. Nicely done, Cavell. Thank you, Eustace.
Hold it!
We're not done yet. We're not done here yet. I still have questions. You'd better have answers.
Would you mind if I handled this, Eustace?
Be my guest. Have fun arguing Edgeworth into the ground. I can't let them steamroller me on this one. What do you mean steam? Why are you using steamroller as a verb? Steamroll is the verb, isn't it? I can't let them steamroll me on this one? Okay. I have to find a way to take back the advantage. Kay's letter. As the letter more than adequately approves, Miss Faraday and Miss Ringer were acquainted. It seems Miss Faraday had asked for Miss Ringer's help in a plot of some kind. But for whatever reason, their alliance must have broken down. Miss Ringer lost her life in the resulting disagreement, but she had one last card to play. The letter she kept safe in her left chest pocket, which spells out the name of her killer.
She's good. Better than ever, even. You think you can take her down, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, of course. Don't do this out of pride, Miles Edgeworth. If you're going to fail, do it on someone else's time.
Hey, whose side are you on, sir?
There's only one side to be on, Scruffy. The side of the truth.
Uh-oh. Looks like the kid's got something to say.
Well, if there's only one side to be on, then it has to be on the win. Ah! Quiet, you.
My thoughts exactly.
I think I know what we need to do. So this... For whatever reason, their alliance must have broken down. Miss Ringer lost her life. The letter she kept safe in her left chest pocket. Which, if we look at this... Cause of death is 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder. The letter should have had a massive fucking hole in it.
Objection!
And yet it doesn't. So the victim kept the most vital clue of all, closest to her heart. How very touching. The voices of the dead fight to be heard, and even then they don't always reach us. But her voice rang out loud and true, and it told us that Miss Faraday is the killer. I am going to have a throat lozenge, because my throat is starting to die. And we haven't even gotten to the hard voice yet. I'm waiting to hear what his voice line sounds like, because his voice line in the fan translation was fucking wild. But her voice rang loud and true, and it told us that Miss Faraday is her killer.
Huh. I think you may have misheard her, Your Honor. Or perhaps an evil spirit was trying to mislead you.
Hey, you take that back!
Perhaps we should try listening to the words of the coroner's report instead.
By all means. If I recall correctly, the victim was stabbed on her left side. No.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
You claim that the letter was found in the victim's left chest pocket.
Right where she was stabbed by the candle holder.
Indeed. 3 puncture wounds to the chest, and yet not 1 to the letter. Miraculous, no? Well, Judge Cavell, how do you explain that? Because I can think of one explanation. The letter was deliberately placed there after the fact in order to cast suspicion on Kay. Someone went through a lot of trouble to create the crime scene we see before us. And that someone is the real culprit, who almost certainly forged this letter.
No!
It's clear that the culprit intended to frame Kay by means of that letter.
You fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Objection!
No, Faraday did it! The letter was in her other pocket, yeah.
Huh? Seriously?
The whole left chest pocket thing was a mistake. Whoever reported it must have meant their left. Nah! Stop your foolish floundering, you foolishly foolish fool. Or are you just that incurably foolish? Why do you keep whipping me? And stop making fun of my deductions. There, I saved you the trouble of disciplining him. Yes, even though I had no intention of doing so. The letter is stained with blood, which suggests it had indeed been placed somewhere on her left side. Therefore, I doubt there was some sort of mistaken report. Not unless that report was given by you.
What? Gavel, say something!
No objections? Good. Then allow me to continue. So we have established the existence of a second suspect.
No, we haven't. The murderer had to get in here, remember? Who else could have gotten in apart from Faraday and Rigger?
Whoever it was would have needed a keycard. Judge Gavel proposed that the killer entered the room together with the victim. What if there is something questionable about the very basis of her theory itself? This piece of evidence points to another suspect other than Kay, and I assume it's this. And you can see there's another person on there.
Take that!
Look again at the keycard record provided by Judge Gavel a short while ago. As already noted, the victim's keycard was used at 12:52 a.m. But you will note that someone else's keycard is also listed. A mystery person who could have entered beforehand and lay in wait for the victim, you mean? This other person entered at 10:15 p.m., so it's certainly not outside of the realm of possibility. Except I'm afraid it is.
And where's your evidence, Your Honor?
My evidence? I am the evidence, Detective. It was my keycard. Record data updated. There's nothing suspicious about a committee member entering the chamber as I please, is there? Perhaps not, but it's also not the exonerating evidence you seem to think it is. Unless you can also prove that you yourself didn't murder your colleague. What utter nonsense. What would I have had to gain from killing her? I'm sure you know how I'm going to answer that, Your Honor. I believe further investigation will shed light on any motives you might have heard. I am a faithful servant of the goddess. Why would I ever resort to an act of crime? I used my keycard, that much is true, but my reason for entering this room is far from questionable. Then perhaps you'd care to tell us why? I had business here in the committee chamber. There were certain preparations to make.
Preparations? Sounds pretty suspicious to me.
I am not at liberty to share what I was preparing for. But I am sure Prosecutor Edgeworth can make an educated guess. My hearing. She must have been busy gathering the documents they were going to use against me. To relieve me of my badge. Okay, we haven't heard his objection voice yet, so I'm just gonna have to make it up as I go.
All right, children, that's enough. Good to keep our skills and our tongues sharp, especially when we're young, but that'll do for now.
Who in the... There he is. The other prosecutor who actually wears his prosecutor's badge.
Really takes me back to the days of my youth. Back when I would wrangle with a certain detective. He disappeared, you know. I hope he's out there somewhere, living his best life. You'll have to forgive me, it's just... I get so emotional. The tears, I can't stop them.
Chairman Winner. Winner?
Verity, my girl. Do you ever stop working? Your dedication puts us all to shame. And is this young Francisca I see before me? Dear child, when did you get so big?
Uncle Winner, it's been far too long.
And so formal. Thought we were like family. You used to sit on my knee and shout, Uncle winner, at the top of your lungs, your little lungs. Ah, but time goes by so very fast. I can't help but shed a tear.
Dad, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? A committee member has been murdered, and you're in charge of the case, my boy. What is this? Bring your pops to work day?
Silence! Do you have any idea who he is? This man is practically the right hand of the goddess herself. A former chief prosecutor and the current chairman of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence.
Now, Verity. There's no need to bring all that up. I'm just a harmless old man, really. Allow me to apologize for the detective's rudeness. I am Miles Edgeworth, correct? And your little subordinate, Dick Gumshoe. I am Excelsius Winner.
I don't like his English name. His fan translation was Blaze the Best, which we haven't seen it yet, but he is somewhat associated with fire. I was fully anticipating for his English name to be Burn Winner, as in like Burne or something like that, or maybe even Bernie. Because, like, you know, associated with fire, and also it sounds like he's a born winner, you know? Instead, he's fucking Excelsius. What the fuck kind of a name is that? I mean, I guess he did name his son Eustace, so...
Father to this idiot boy, among other things. My wife and I were so happy when he was born. And now she's gone too. Heaven only knows to where.
Dad, Here, use my handkerchief.
Thank you, son. You're a good boy. In your own silly way.
But his objection voice in the fan translation was like, objection, or something like that. So that's what I'm kind of basing his voice off. I'm waiting to hear what his official objection voice sounds like. Like father, like son, I suppose. Though it's harder to say who's the bigger fool.
Well, Verity, how goes the investigation?
Thank you for asking, sir. We have identified a prime suspect, 1K Faraday. We are currently trying...
You don't have nearly enough to make her your prime suspect, and you know it. Or have you forgotten what we just discovered about the letter?
Objection!
I told you that was just a mix-up. They got the wrong partner. Don't test my patience.
Alright, that's enough. Let's all just calm down, shall we?
I'm sorry you had to see that, sir. My humblest apologies.
I think you've all made your cases very clearly. All except for you, Eustace.
What? But Dad...
We are prosecutors, and it is our duty to identify suspects and bring them to justice. But I won't dare call someone a suspect without evidence or a motive. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, I know all about your relationship with the accused. Thick as thieves seems pretty apt based on what I've heard. Kay's no criminal. She's helped us catch the bad guys loads of times. Much about this case is still unclear, sir. Please, you have to let us... it's heartwarming, really. The bonds of friendship are so strong among the young.
There's the fire.
But circumstances being what they are, I'm afraid those bonds won't be enough. What the heck is that supposed to mean? The prosecutor's office needs this case cleared up as quickly as possible. Time is oh so precious, and we have so little of it. There are so many other cases. I'm sorry, but you understand, of course, don't you? Ah! Alright, Miss K. Faraday. Time to come along quietly.
Yes, sir.
You're not taking her. She's innocent, I tell you.
To defy the chairman of the committee is to defy the law itself. There's an act so brazen, a hearing won't be necessary at all. Are you prepared for Mr. Edgeworth to lose his badge over this, detective?
What? So either Kay goes down or Mr. Edgeworth loses his badge? What the heck am I supposed to do?
You'd use his badge to shield yourselves? Oh, how the committee too has fallen.
Kay, you're innocent. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Thank you. We've only known each other for a short while, but you've been very kind. And I'm sorry. Sorry for being a criminal. Your contribution has been noted, Miss Faraday, and will be conveyed to the Goddess of Justice.
Ah!
What in the world should I do? When I was little, all I wanted was to be like my father. To become an attorney and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. But now, my fate is tied to that of this one tiny badge. One tiny badge against the life of a dear acquaintance. I'm pretty sure in the fan translation they referred to her as a friend. Meanwhile, the official one's like, nah, she's a fucking acquaintance. Admittedly, Edgeworth has known her for like a week in terms of what's happened recently. He did meet her once long ago, but in terms of what's happened recently, he's only known her for like a week. So I understand why they're calling her an acquaintance, but also, fucking A. Who am I kidding? There's nothing to weigh up here.
I guess this is it. Goodbye, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Judge Gavelle, a moment, please.
Yes, what is it? Your badge. What is the meaning of this?
I am returning it. From this day forth, I am a prosecutor no longer.
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing? Miles Edgeworth, explain yourself right now. You're giving it all up? Just like that?
You can't mean it, sir. Tell me you're kidding, please. If you're not a prosecutor anymore, then what does that make me?
I have one duty and one duty alone. To pursue the truth. If being a prosecutor means I must turn a blind eye to the very truth before me, then I will gladly shed the title to be free. I'll carve my own path. One I believe in. I won't let my search for the truth end here.
Objection!
Are you running away from the Von Karma? From me?
Say what you will, Francisca. I won't change my mind.
So you're leaving me behind again? I'll never forgive you for this. Never! No. This is all my fault. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for me.
Wait, Kay, don't go! You stay right where you are, detective.
But sir,
I'm not a prosecutor anymore.
don't say that. Where you go, I go, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll always be right. There, right by your side. There's no need for you
to do that now, detective. Simply focus on your job and do what you can. Well, we didn't hear Excelsius's objection voice. Dang it. Well, now this is no good, is it? We've let a dangerous criminal run free. I try and I try, and yet it's never enough.
There's no need to worry, sir. We'll set up a cordon. She won't get far.
She'd better not. I'd be very disappointed in you if she does. Welp. To be continued. Save our progress. Let's go. Middle, a budding bond. April 5th, 5:58 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office. Officers, room 1202. K. She's not here either. Where are you? That is a great sprite. Knockety knock knock. Special visitor. Fender. Whoa, talk about an unhappy face. Everything okay, big guy? You won't earn yourself too many admirers looking like that. Now is not the time. What are you doing here? Has something happened? Has something happened, yes, I'll say. It's been all over the news. A murder in the committee chamber? I'd call that happening, alright. What with your hearing being today, I thought. Well, I couldn't help wondering if you were involved. They're reporting it on the news already? Heck yeah! A dead lawyer? A young woman on the run? They're lapping it up. It's crazy stuff. But compelling too, I gotta admit. So, you gonna give me the lowdown or what? Well, actually... Whoa, maybe warn a guy before blowing his mind next time. Things are even crazier than I thought. This isn't a joke, Fender. Kay's out there somewhere, all alone, and without her memory. Not to mention being the suspect in a murder. That definitely doesn't make things any easier. But where the heck could she have gone to? You sure she doesn't remember Zip? I thought she might have come here, but... No luck, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. Sounds like she thinks she's done you wrong. She wouldn't want to cause you even more trouble by rocking up on your doorstep. You think I don't know that? But I'm out of places to look. Hey, take a chill pill, compadre. This isn't like you. You're wound up tighter than a clockwork monkey. Which isn't a bad thing, necessarily. After all, it's got even you running from pillar to post looking to save an innocent from jail. Acting like an attorney. Acting like the attorney I know you are born to be. Look, Fender, I may have given up my badge earlier, but that doesn't mean I've decided to become an attorney. However, Kay isn't just some suspect in a murder to me. She's somebody I've come to know very well, even if we've only been acquainted for a short while. And she'd never harm a fly, let alone another person. Blow my mind twice in 5 minutes, why don't you? Kid's lucky to have you in our corner, champ. Hope you don't mind me saying this, but it's quite the bond that sprung up between the two of you. Enough to give if me and your old man's a run for its money, even. It's nothing like that, really. She just likes to involve herself in my affairs. Heh, you can say that again. From what I've seen, she likes to charge in. Anything's no holds barred. She's done you some good, I can tell. You two make a great team. Can't say I'm not a little jealous, seeing as my partner in crime's no longer around. Anyway, you need to track her down. Connections like that don't grow on trees. I should know. Alright, how about this for a plan? You're fresh out of ideas about where she could be, and you can't just walk the streets shouting her name. So why not go back to the source, looking at how she lost her memory in the first place. You might just turn up some clues that'll help narrow things down. It's not a bad idea. Based on what she told us, it sounds like it all started at the big building. And that's where we're headed. Next stop, the big time. And maybe you can give your maybe you can give your face a face. Oh, and maybe you can give your face the good news on the way. I was so confused by what he was trying to say there. Kay won't come frolicking back into the fold if the first thing she sees is you scowling like that. Very funny. Fender is truly a force of nature all on his own. Oh, hello. What are they doing here? 6:42 p.m. Big building viewing platform. The sun sure set quickly. Not even a murder on the premises can make this place close its doors. Gotta chase that last dollar, huh? Capitalism! There's hardly anybody around, though. Guess we got the whole place to ourselves. No! First steps towards proving Kay's innocence is to figure out how she lost her memory. Earth to miles! We got some sleuthing to do.
This rooftop paradise is all ours, so let's focus up and do what we're good at for Kay, alright? Do what we're good at, huh? I suppose I should be grateful there's at least something we can do.
Alright, let's talk to these folks, I guess. What the hell are you doing here?
Mr. Edgeworth, we meet again.
What are you two doing up here?
Well, seeing as we came all this way, we thought we might as well enjoy some cotton candy.
What the heck are you doing here? Looking to get yourself in even more hot water?
You needn't worry about me, Dr. Hertz. I'll be just fine.
Whatever you say, Mr. Soon-to-be ex-prosecutor turned ex-prosecutor. Saw that coming a mile off.
Wait, what? You got fired?
As I said, you needn't concern yourself with my affairs.
If you say so. So, oh, how's Kay doing? Uh-oh. Did something happen? Maybe I can help. How about an injection?
No injections, thank you. Unfortunately, a jab a day does not keep the world's troubles at bay.
Yeah, it did get kind of chilly, huh? Come on, let's head home. Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth. Catch you again soon.
Off they go. Looks like a TV for showing announcements from various companies in the big building. But at the moment, it's just showing a regular broadcast channel. Gurk. What am I standing here for? The Steel Samurai isn't on today? Bruh? How do people get inside? How do the workers get inside the stand? There is no room for them to get back there. Also, what do you mean, stand owner? There is very clearly no one there. I guess he's supposed to be behind the flag. Hey you, yeah you, how about some delicious Parting Clouds cotton candy to brighten your day? Parting Clouds? Is it named for the fact that we're so close to the clouds up here? Our gimmick is we take a normal serving of cotton candy and we split it in half. Part it, if you will. Half the candy, same price, double the profit, and we're laughing all the way to the bank. I don't think your customers will be laughing if you keep sharing that information quite so freely. True dat. The beak and wings of a bird and the body of a lion. I guess these statues are meant to guard the peace of this little rooftop haven. I have to say, they're incredibly detailed, almost frighteningly so. Instead of feeling welcomed, I wonder how many people have been scared off by these instead. Pegasus, the winged horse of legend. No, wait. Isn't that a horn on its forehead? So, it's a unicorn. No, that can't be right either. Unicorns don't have wings. What's this? There's a little plaque here at the bottom. Showing the name of the piece. Contradictions. That'll teach me to bother engaging with such things. It's an alicorn or some shit. I don't know. I don't speak My Little Pony. You can insert a coin and take a good look at the distant landscape for a few minutes. Kay absolutely would have been all over this. The Kay I know, anyway. But for now, I'd better focus my powers of observation on this rooftop. Okie dokie. So, how did Kay lose her memory? Think there was something she wanted to forget? Maybe some particularly choice words from Miles the Insult Comic? Of course not. I wouldn't dream of saying anything so terrible she'd want to forget. Detective Gumshoe, on the other hand, could do with a few more choice words on occasion. Poor guy. I don't envy him one bit. Okay, we're looking at the tree and not this thing down here then. It's a pretty sizable cherry tree. Its flowers are just on the cusp of full bloom. According to what Kay told us, she was standing beneath this tree until she was pushed and fell. So the person in the raincoat that Kay saw supposedly approached her from the direction of the concession stand. which would suggest that she was pushed over this railing here. The railing is chest high. You'd have to try really hard to go tumbling over the edge of it. Everything looks sturdy enough too. Which means... Oh no. That doesn't seem right. I thought it was going to be like, oh, K was pushed and also railing is high. So therefore it's not possible, but it wasn't, the logic wasn't that K was pushed, the logic was that K was standing here. We can't look at this very clear thing on the ground. Oh. Well, there we go.
Hi.
K.
Don't mind me. I was just lying in wait.
That would make you a criminal, K. Perhaps you meant to say laying low?
Oh, yes, that.
Is Fender just not going to react? Nevertheless, I doubt people will look kindly on a suspect haunting the scene of the site of her supposed crime. Surely you understand that, even in your current state. On top of which, while you've been playing hide-and-go-seek, I've been worried sick and frantically trying to find you.
Are you mad at me?
Of course I am. Now, what were you thinking coming back here? Did you think your amnesia would excuse your recklessness?
No. I came to try and help you get your badge back.
What?
I thought if I could get my memory back, I might be able to remember killing that poor woman. I thought if I came back to where I lost my memory, maybe I could...
Here I was thinking she was gonna say she was gonna steal Edgeworth's badge back. There's one thing you haven't lost, you know. Your ability to surpass my expectations at every turn. I couldn't be more certain now that you're the K I know so very well. However, I don't appreciate you being so reckless. Do you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Seriously, Miles? You're killing me here. You're banking good guy points and then you went and blew it by blowing your top. Good to see you, kiddo. Glad to see you're safe. Come on, bring it in.
Okay.
That's the spirit. Not now, Fender.
Yeesh. Just trying to lighten the mood.
Uh-huh. Live news now from the big building where a shocking murder took place earlier today. Police continue their hunt for a young woman known to have been present at the scene. She's considered the prime suspect, and police say no effort is being spared in trying to track her down, which is why no one has looked at the rooftop. Ooh, mama. They're not messing around, huh? Well, team, what's the plan? Looks like the clock's ticking down. And fast. Indeed. It's only a matter of time before they find us. Alright, first things first. Kay, you're sticking with us from now on, capiche?
But I've caused you so much trouble already.
You can hardly make things worse for me at this point. That is not as reassuring as you think it is, Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth.
And it's settled. We're in this together, like the Three Musketeers. Miles here will be in charge of proving Kay innocent. And I will, believe me. So I'm gonna need you to do everything you can to help him with his investigating, okay, Kay?
Yes, of course.
Great! Now we gotta move quick. Can't be getting bagged by the boys in blue before we've even started. You two may not have any more to lose, but your Uncle Eddie sure does. Gregory would never forgive me if I got the family office shut down. Thank you, Fender. I'm sure I owe you more than I'll ever really know. Now let's take a look at this. As you can see, they're still hard at work up there on the 50th floor. 17-year-old sought in connection with lawyer slaying. Slaying? I mean, I would have thought, like, in connection with lawyer's murder or something. Or in connection with murder case. Anything other than lawyer slaying. Slay, queen.
That's where the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence holds their disciplinary hearings, correct? That's right. There have been people walking by the windows all evening. This is one serious investigation. Well, this doesn't make our chance of getting out of here with Kay any rosier. We'll have to find a way to slip past the press. I'm a cool and mysterious customer, Malzarino, but I'm no spy. Maybe we can use him as a decoy if things get desperate. Okay, whatever you're thinking, quit it. I can tell it doesn't end well for me. I must scout the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Gasp, what is this? They're on the 50th floor, right? But as you can see, the top floor should be the committee chamber, so why is there an extra floor? I totally didn't already know the answer to this one. Question, how many floors does this building have? Easy, 50, right? Kinda ironic that just a few feet above where the committee works its ugly little schemes is a place where starry-eyed young romantics come to wish for everlasting smoochy times.
But then, what's that dark space above the 50th floor?
The gloomy underbelly of love? Wait a minute. Exactly. The committee chamber is supposed to be on the top floor, directly beneath the viewing platform. But it actually appears to be located one floor below that, clearly contradicting the supposed facts.
Maybe whoever wrote the pamphlet made a mistake?
Somehow I don't think so. Call me crazy, but yes, there appears to be a hidden 51st floor.
Wow, and that's where they keep the gloomy underbelly of love?
My heart. You didn't need to take it quite so literally, Kate. Good. Then perhaps we can take this more seriously instead. Come on, have you met me, Miles? That might be easier said than done. It'd still be easier than trying to enjoy your so-called jokes. Okie dokie then. I guess let's talk to Fender again. Can't believe this thing's made the news already. How do they do it, huh? Hey, think they're filming us from the chopper up there right now? Go check the TV for me, Malzarino. Make sure they're catching my good side. So I guess this is your clue to go look at the TV again. Now, at a time like this? Oh, and then we can talk to Kay as well, can't we?
I hope I've been of help to you so far. I came back here because I thought it might jog my memory.
How about we go over what you remember one more time?
Okay. I was standing under the tree, sheltering from the rain. Then I saw a person in a red raincoat. And then they pushed me.
Can you remember anything specific about the person in the raincoat?
I'm sorry, I just can't recall anything. Oh, but there is one thing. I could see the moon over their shoulder as they came closer and closer.
The moon?
Yes, it's all very fuzzy, but it's in the exact same place as it is right now. Floating up there above the cherry blossoms.
So the moon was visible over the mysterious figure's shoulder. Well now, that doesn't make sense. That's new information, I should keep that in mind. But before we get to that...
I keep feeling like there's something else just on the edge of my memory.
There is? It could be the clue we need. Alright, just let it float to the top of your mind and say whatever comes to your thoughts.
Alright. I'm seeing... It's very faint, but I'm seeing a small restaurant. Just a counter and some seats. And there's this incredible smell. Beautiful golden soup. Not too thick. It tastes just right. It's filled with delicious noodles. They're firm, but not too firm. And that's when a thought crossed my mind. I'm going to order another bowl.
Captivating memory, but sadly one that has nothing to do with the case. You used to say you were the second great thief Yotogarasu. A noble outlaw,
dedicated to stealing the truth. Do you really not remember any of that?
Oh, I think you're right. I was a noble.
Not a noble, Kay, a noble outlaw. Still, I suppose you got halfway there. Okay, then. Logic time. Because the moon... He was pushed by a person in the red raincoat who had walked toward her from the concession stand. Is it this one or this one? I'm gonna try this one. Yeah. Thinking back over what Kay has said. The person in the raincoat approached her from the direction of the concession stand, which implies that she was pushed over the railing on the side opposite to the stand. She also said that she could see the moon over this person's shoulder. But when we checked just now, the moon was in a different location than expected. Yet Kay claims it's currently in the same spot in the sky as on the night of the incident. This throws the position of the moon and the person in the raincoat out of alignment with her story. I think her memories may have become confused somehow. What's more, if she really had been pushed over that railing, she would have never survived the fall. Therefore, I must conclude that she may not have fallen where she thought she did. Where she fell. It's possible she didn't fall over the railing at all. So then, is it where Kay was standing, where Kay fell, maybe? Yeah. You may have fallen, Kay, but it couldn't have been over that railing. Because if you had, you wouldn't be alive now to tell the tale.
But I definitely remember standing under that tree. If I was pushed, the only way I could have fallen over that railing is over that railing, isn't it?
Not unless the ground opened up to swallow you whole.
The ground can just open like that? How?
My bad, not a joking matter. Sorry, kiddo. But it may also be closer to the truth than you think, Fender. Let's take another look at the ground in that area. There's a chance we might have missed something. Oh gee, I wonder what it could be. It's definitely not, you know, this. Kay couldn't have fallen over the railing. So where did she fall? There must be a clue around here somewhere. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. You know, like this. What's this? Looks like a service hatch. Kay, do you think you might have fallen down here instead? Down the hatch. Did Kay fall down the hatch by the cherry tree? Nah, you'd never be as clumsy as that.
I'm sorry. I just can't say one way or the other.
Not bad, kiddo. Just another one of my silly musings. You don't have to take me so seriously, you know.
I don't? Never?
Well, maybe not never. I told you to leap lyrically into my arms. Fender! Chill, Miles Arena. Where's your sense of whimsy?
So, never then.
Ouch. Talk about a deep cut. Logic time. Down the hatch, 51st floor. How has no one noticed a floor between the 50th floor and the viewing platform until just now? Got me there. Kinda hard to hide a set of stairs going up to it, if you ask me. That's precisely it. Things like stairs are normally out in the open. Things like stairs that are normally out in the open go unnoticed by people. Going unnoticed by people seems a bit implausible, which can only mean the 51st floor is no ordinary floor and can't be reached by ordinary means.
Then we'll just have to reach it through extraordinary means, right?
I don't know about extraordinary means. Maybe let's go for unconventional? Indeed. Consider, if you will, the hatch we found by the cherry tree. What would you expect to find on the other side of a hatch? A room of some kind, perhaps? Oh-ho! A secret room. Now you're talking my language.
Let's go take a look.
Alright, here we go. What is this place?
Look at all the stuff down there. Is it a storeroom?
Whatever it is, I think we can safely say this is where you fell. Go team! Strike one mystery off the list. Yes, but the greater mystery of Kay's memory loss still remains unsolved. We have a red raincoated figure who can walk on air to account for, among other things. Hey, can't a guy bask in his success for a moment? So we found a hidden storeroom. I vote we scooch down and check it out. We have pretty much exhausted everything up here, and it can't hurt to take a look. Investigation complete, let's go. Oh, hello, I forgot she was in this case.
Is that you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Emma? What are you doing here?
I heard about what happened from Detective Gumshoe. I was in the area, so I thought I'd come by and see what's going on.
This is Emma Skye. She's a high school student, currently studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. The younger sister of a former superior of mine. We've also stood in court together.
The detective called me up in a panic. He said your badge fell off the big building, and that Kay was in a man's suit, and
Hold it right there. Didn't you just leave to go back to Europe a few days ago? And you're back again already?
Yep, I'm here with one of my professors. But not to do any schoolwork or anything, just some interpreting.
Then shouldn't you be off doing that instead of gallivanting around a crime scene?
Oh, it's fine. There's this wonderful thing called body language after all.
Kay, no. That's not an actual language, Emma.
Anyway, never mind me. This is about Kay. How is she? Where is she?
Ah, shucks, isn't that sweet, K-Meister? Your little friend's worried about you.
Oh, yes.
Who's this guy?
Don't tell me you went and got a new assistant, Mr. Edgeworth.
Very funny young lady. It's actually the other way around, I'll have you know. Eddie Fender, attorney at law, and senior partner at Edgeworth & Co. law offices.
Edgeworth? So you are his assistant? Wait, attorney? Since when were you a defense attorney?
I'm not... To say it's complicated is an understatement. Let's not sweat the details for now, yeah? First things first.
But an attorney? Mr. Edgeworth, really?
Oof, it's like I'm not even here.
Is this some kind of weird experiment?
Perhaps we should head down below. I'll explain there.
I agree. The police could be here any minute.
And who's this? I'll explain later, Emma. Come on, time to go.
Oh, alright. But you'd better explain yourself, Mr. Hotshot, attorney?
Trust me, I'll explain that too.
Oker-doker-doo. Down the hatch we go. Oka-doka-doo. To be continued.
I think we can probably keep going a little longer. I mean, we are like half an hour off when I would normally end stream. We'll see how well my voice holds out.
April 5th, 7:06 p.m.
It's as dark as a grave down here. Can't see the nose in front of my roguishly handsome face. Watch your step, Emma.
No! I hit my head on something.
Make your way down slowly, Kay. I don't want you to slip.
Oh, yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
There's gotta be a light switch here somewhere. Ah, bingo! This is... So the hidden 51st floor is really being used as a storeroom. I'll need to take a careful look over all these items.
Big building pamphlet. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, you promised me an explanation or three.
I did indeed. Where do we even start? Fade to black.
Wow. Lots been happening, huh? What a case.
It's not supposed to fill you with excitement, Emma.
Seems you've gotten yourself into a real pickle, Mr. Prosecutor Attorney.
I'm not an attorney, or a prosecutor anymore.
Well, whatever you are, I think it's time for science to lend a helping hand. Don't worry, I brought my entire kit with me.
Well, if you're sure.
You kidding me? I live for moments like this. Here, let's make this all official. Good working with you again, Mr. Edgeworth.
And you, Miss Skye. And then there were four. Right, everyone, let's get to work.
I want to know where that elevator goes.
Looks like it goes down,
something we'll certainly want to investigate further, but we should look around up here first.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Let me know if you find anything juicy.
I'll keep trying to see what I can remember. I'll let you know if anything comes to mind.
Thank you, Kay. Emma?
Ready, willing, and able to investigate, Mr. Edgeworth.
Very well. Let's begin.
Begin investigation. Let's start with this thing.
The statue.
What is it? Got some new data for me?
Not exactly. It's just something from a case I worked on. A piece of evidence.
I believe it's called the Alfred statue. It's actually called the Aleph Red statue.
And there were two of them, a real one and a fake.
Whichever one this is, it shouldn't be here of all places. It is the real one because it has red eyes. The fake one has orange. An old case, huh? Why is her mouth not moving? Guess you have worked on a bunch of different... Okay, I did remember that she was in this case.
Gotcha! Caught in the act, red dang-handed, guiltier than a tomcat covered in cream. Ah!
My eyes! Stop that at once! Oh, they even put her name in before she's even introduced herself because they know what is with Fender's face right now.
Ain't no stopping my snapping. Not till I got every dang detail and then some. Y'all think I'm about to let a bunch of dirty criminals go before I get the shot? Think again. We're not criminals.
Now she finally stopped. She's still got her classic theme song. This wasn't even originally her theme. This was just like the light-hearted witness theme from the first game. But because she kept coming back, it ended up becoming her theme.
Yeah, sure, pull the other one. It's got bells on. This here camera's a weapon of justice. It ain't about to be hornswoggled by your cheap denials.
Oh, it's you.
Huh? You're that low-down, dirty jerk of a prosecutor, ain't you?
Who are you calling low-down, dirty jerk?
This is Lotta Hart, a photojournalist by trade. We've crossed paths on a few occasions, especially on that one particular case. She's hard to forget, and even harder to get a word in edgewise with.
Quit making that face, will you? That's the face of a no-good schemer if I ever saw one.
Seems I didn't leave the best impressions on her either.
Well, it's payback time, Mr. Schemer. You ought to be thankful all I want from you is a couple pictures. We're just here to investigate. Sure you are. If by investigate you mean pull the wool over Lotta's mile-wide eyes.
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought she might listen to me.
Didn't hurt to try, I guess. But we're probably better off leaving her alone for now.
Okay, if you say so. Oh! The thing up the top, win through compromise. That's, that used to be hanging in the office of Tender Lender from the third game. Oh shoot, I didn't read that. It's kind of creepy, all these masks lined up here in the dark.
Not a fan of horror movies, I take it?
No way! That stuff's so unscientific.
I think you mispronounced terrifying.
Oh, that was internal thoughts. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Well, before I deduce, let's first have a look at all these. Because fun.
That mask! It's Global Hero on Yankapon.
And why is that so shocking?
You really don't know? Everything about the show is secret. When it's on TV, who makes it? So the merchandise is super rare.
Sounds to me like whoever made it may have simply gone out of business.
It's Captain Saipon. He's super popular overseas. Everybody loves dressing up like him. Kids, adults, you name it.
I find the flower on his head a little excessive myself. Wonder if any of these were changed in, like... Because Onyankopon sounds familiar to me, but... So I don't know whether it's just that they're using the same name as like the Japanese version and the fan translation also did, or something like that, or whether these were from like the final case of the second game.
What TV show are these from?
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I believe it's called The Students of Starry School. It's about an elementary school where the students are all superheroes.
So their masks are modeled on sports safety helmets? Or sports safety helmets or something, right? And maybe the number of eye slits tells you their student ID number. So the one on the left would be number 1, and the right is number 2.
I suppose that could be it, yes.
And that would mean a ton of slits for the kids with the highest ID numbers.
And I have to admit, being a little intrigued by this show now. She's the only heroine the Steel Samurai needs.
You can say that again. I love the Pink Princess.
What shows like that, Emma?
Of course. You love them too, right?
Well, I don't really know all that much about them, but sure.
Really? Because I saw the Steel Samurai figure in your office, so I thought...
Ugh, can't believe even Emma's seen it. It's the Steel Samurai and the Nickel Samurai.
The Nickel Samurai always seems kind of pleased with himself to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about being skinny and cool, you know? There's more to it than that. I'm Team Steel all the way.
You've just gone up in my in my estimation, Emma. Yeah, we don't need those fakers. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna look at the evil magistrate. These are all case files from various murders.
What? But why would they be here?
They should all be safely under lock and key at the courthouse or the prosecutor's office, which would suggest that somebody removed them without permission. Something very suspicious is going on here. We need to find out more. But first, there's an empty spot. There's a selection of masks arranged on the rack here. There's even a Steel Samurai. And what an impressively authentic likeness it is, too.
The scientist in me is sensing something strange, though. A lack of consistency, you know?
In the sense that the characters represented here feel a little haphazard somehow. I don't disagree. There's even an empty space here.
Yeah, just an empty hook right in the middle.
Someone using that one, perhaps. Oh, I wonder what it could be. It totally couldn't be the Jam and Ninja mask we have. Kay was carrying a German ninja mask when she was found. But it looks like it might have originally come from this hook.
Scientifically speaking, that doesn't seem like a crazy hypothesis. Which would mean that Kay was really here?
As you put it, not a crazy hypothesis, but why?
Did she come to steal something, maybe? There's all kinds of stuff here.
Because she's a great thief who steals the truth, I suppose. No, I think it's too early to jump to any conclusions. Okay, wait. Hold on. Just in case. Okay, no, there's nothing else. Okay. I was thinking maybe we have to look at the ladder or something, but I guess not.
Scientifically speaking, I'd say this looks like some kind of wooden icebox.
Oh, is that the clothing box from Korean Village? From the second case? From the second game? Second case of the second game, even?
Yeah, the chains are probably to stop the cold air from escaping.
I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but isn't this just a box for storing clothes in?
It is! There's so many... Oh, and in the back behind the statue, there's a painting. That's the painting that was originally in Grossberg's office that then got taken and put in Red White's office. And I think
once we get through the dialogue, I'll point it out closer, but I think there's so many fucking references in here. Holy shit. The wood is imbued with a natural repellent that keeps moths away.
Oh, yeah, sure. Guess you could look at it like that. look at it that way, too. And keeping your clothes chilled would be nice for summer, right? Still not prepared to let go of that particular part of your hypothesis, I see. Yeah, so like here, this is Red White's desk, and in the background you can see, I think that's the logo for his company, Blue Corp. Well, the statue that he had in his office. Now these trophies, I don't know. The receiver is what Shelly the Killer used to contact Phoenix Wright. In the back there's the blue Badger-mobile. I think that I know that perfume bottle is a thing from a previous case. The Steel Samurai doll, I think, comes from the previous case, the previous game. Who was involved in that case. In the back there, you can see what looks to be a Steel Samurai costume and a Blue Badger costume from, presumably, the 3rd and 5th cases of the previous game. Or perhaps the Steel Samurai costumes from the 3rd case of the first game. The fucking Muzilla doll is from the first case of this game. The suitcase is from the 2nd case of the previous game. The Blue Badger standee is the 5th case of the first game. And the monkey head is from the 3rd case of the first game. So practically everything in here, besides maybe these trophies rather, are references to previous cases. Even the fucking win through compromise. So much shit in here. Whoa, that's one heck of a desk. I wonder who it belonged to. There are 4 male figures acting as legs holding up the tabletop in the center. It's hideously cringy. And it doesn't even have the good decency to be camp enough to loop back around. Is this from one of your old cases too, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigations with such ostentatiously awful taste.
He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember Red White. At least I don't think there was. There definitely was.
What is that giant head thing?
It's the head of the great Mrs. Monkey.
It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth consistently misremembers. I remember the case well. But how did they even get it up here?
Huh? Mrs. Monkey? That doesn't sound right. You sure you didn't get the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Or misremembered it somehow?
Don't be ridiculous, as if I'd make such a mistake. He makes the exact same mistake in the case itself. I don't think it'll let me look at Mr. Badger.
A bunch of trophies and... Oh look, somebody's left a walkie-talkie here.
Looks to me like it was put there deliberately. Rather like it's on display, to be honest.
Hey, there are batteries in here too. It could be useful. Let's take it with us. Nobody will mind if we use it for a little while, will they? I can take it to the police station afterwards.
Someone's starting to sound like a certain great thief. Well, let's look here, I guess. These are... Oh, yeah, so I guess these are all... Oh, that's not a Blue Badger costume, that's the Badger doll from Gatewater Land, which is still case 3 of the previous game, but...
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
If I'm not mistaken, several of the items on display here are pieces of evidence from old cases of mine. But what are they doing here?
Maybe this is where the committee stores stuff it's looking into?
It can't be. Evidence like this is stored at the police department.
They don't keep stuff at the prosecutor's office too?
When a case is ongoing, yes, but once the last trial is finished up, it's supposed to go right back to the precinct, unless there's a very good reason for it to go elsewhere.
And yet, here it all is.
There's no point in trying to figure out the whys right now. I should take a closer look at it all.
They all have labels. Labels with numbers printed on them.
Exhibit numbers, perhaps? You said they were all pieces of evidence, right?
Yes, but judging by how the numbers are written and the items themselves, I'd guess these are prices.
Prices? I would never have guessed that. Wait, but none of this stuff could be worth that much money, could it?
The prices are very high indeed. It's no wonder she's surprised. I must examine all these in detail. Okay, so that's from the first case of this game. This is from case 5 of the first Investigations game. It was used in the Steel Samurai stage show. This is a oil lantern that was used as evidence in the 5th case of the first game. This is Barbaley's ink from the 5th case of the first game. And this, if I'm correct, is what's her face? Callisto used perfume from the 4th and 5th case of the first game. It's a small bottle, one I've seen before. Oh, that's all? Nothing else to add? Well, no. What more did you want me to say? Hold up, I've got to write this down. Mr. Edgeworth can turn even the most boring topics into something picaresque with his explanations. Gah. Next time, try taking those kinds of notes in silence. A bottle of ink and a lantern. Both pieces of evidence from a previous case of mine. But why? What's all this stuff? What's all this stuff that's related to you doing here? It's not as if any of it was in my possession for any length of time. The duration of the case, no longer. Perhaps this is all nothing but a coincidence. Seriously? A coincidence? I never thought I'd hear those words coming out of your mouth. You must always face up the facts of a situation, however strange they may be. Isn't that what scientists believe too? Oh ho ho! You want to talk about what scientists believe? Settle in, this may take a while. Let's not. Oh. There's nothing of interest with a fucking safe? Or a badger doll, for that matter. A mannequin, huh? Wait, I know. All thanks to my powers of scientific deduction, of course. It's evidence from an old case of yours, right? Not this time. I've never seen it before in my life. Doesn't seem to fit with the other items in the room either. For one thing, it doesn't have a price tag. So why is it here? It's a cute little doll. Looks kind of like the Steel Samurai. It's actually the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was born burdened with the knowledge that he too would one day be called upon to fight for justice. Can't imagine the pressure that must have put him under, more than most people could bear. Yes, he's young, but you can sense it nonetheless, a certain tragic refinement. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, are you even listening to me? Oh, of course. Edgeworth loves the fucking Steel Samurai. Aw, isn't he a cutie? Look at this fluffy little guy. That's a stuffed animal we found at Gourd Lake. And they can flash back to this one because it was part of the same game. He should be in the possession of the prosecutor in charge of that case. Who is the prosecutor in charge of that case anyway? Is it being given to... I guess it was being given to Winnow. So how did he wind up here? Ah, but look, he's missing his left horn. He is, but he never had it in the first place. At least, not as far as we ever saw. Defective merchandise, huh? Then we need to contact the manufacturer. I demand a recall. Now that I come to think of it, why would anyone give the president a broken toy to begin with? Stuffed animal we originally found in the Zhengfa presidential plane, missing its left horn. So this storeroom is actually more of a stock room? It would seem so, much as it pains me to consider such a thing. What kind of person sells off evidence from serious criminal cases? And to who? Who would even want to pay for all this stuff? Somebody, clearly. The price tags are proof of that. Wow. People will collect anything, huh? Fascinating. And there's also this. That's odd. This is the only spot with nothing on it. But it still has one of those signs in front of it. Indeed. And look. There's an outline on the dust on top of the cloth. I'd say something was probably sitting there until quite recently, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you? You know what? I think you might be right. But, I'm drawing a blank trying to imagine what. Well, I might have an idea. A star-shaped outline. Don't we have a piece of evidence that might well be connected? Oh gee, I wonder. Could it be the star-shaped base of the candelabrum? The outline in the dust matches the bottom of the candelabrum exactly. I'd say there is a very strong chance that this is where our murderer took it from.
Which would mean the candelabrum was evidence from another case?
Certainly seems likely. That's not our concern right now. The key thing to note is that the murder weapon was taken from the storeroom. And I believe that's all. Piles of banknotes just left out for all to see. A little tasteless, wouldn't you say?
No way, these are all $100 bills. That's a fortune right there.
Lots of money, piles of money were left in the storeroom.
How many years would it take for you to make that much money, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, Emma, I don't even want to think about it.
Logic. Price tag, lots of money.
We've seen items of old evidence marked with price tags, along with a huge pile of cash. I think it's pretty clear that somebody has been running an illicit trade in judicial goods.
Shady deals on a hidden 51st floor? This is big. This has to be, right?
I think it might be, but we'll need to investigate a little further yet. We need to find out more about what's going on here.
If only there was an eyewitness we could interview.
An eyewitness, huh? And that's your cue to talk to Lotta, I guess. But I think, Oh? Okay, I guess we can look at this again.
You said this statue was a piece of evidence from an old case of yours, right? It's pretty weird looking, I have to say.
It's known as the Alfred Red statue.
The what?
The Alfred statue.
But it says here that it's called the Olive Red statue. Olive Red, Alfred, Olive Red.
What are you muttering about?
Oh, nothing. Let's carry on looking around, shall we?
I was hoping I could look at the suitcase, but I guess not. We'll talk to everyone in the next one, because it's about time when I would normally end, and also my throat is dying. And I would like to stop talking. Could we finish the investigation? Maybe. But I would like to shut up. So that will be all for today's stream. Thank you for watching. We still have like at least half of the case, probably more, left to do. I don't think we'll be able to knock it out in 2 streams, probably 3, 2 and a bit even. But we're getting there. We're getting to the meat of things. Man, and then I'll have to figure out what else I'm gonna play next. Preferably something where I don't really have to do voice acting. I could go back to Battle Network. We started that last year. I played it like 3 times and then I stopped because I hit burnout. And then I just, like, a bunch of mystery games came out, so I had to play those instead. But also, you know, the hammering of the A button to shoot. Not exactly great for my thumbs. Depending on how my throat is doing tomorrow, my next stream, and depending on how much sleep I get, I guess, my next stream will probably be tomorrow. And it will probably also be Ace Attorney, because I don't have anything else that I need to take care of. Like, I'm not gonna do another karaoke stream so soon. Quiz show isn't ready yet. I need to respond to the contestants, actually, because I think it might need to reschedule. And I don't have any more Lego sets to build yet. I still need to use that voucher I got from my mom. So yeah, we'll probably just be playing more Ace Attorney. Maybe we'll be playing something else if I feel like my throat can't handle it. Maybe we won't even stream if I feel like my throat can't handle it. And I've still got 1 week off from work, so I will likely be streaming more next week than I normally would. And then after that, it'll be back to just weekends, unfortunately. So let's see. Yes, Miko is still online. Perfect. And Miko is playing Ace Attorney. Oh, she's on the second case. Let's go. I know there's like no one here, but oh well. We're gonna raid anyway. Show Miko our support. Do cool algorithm things. Or something. I don't know how the fucking algorithm works on Twitch. Anyway, I've said my piece. Thanks for watching. Otsukame. Bye bye. Insane. Time for me to shut up.